I took some time off work, and during that time, I felt so free. For an entire month, I felt stress-free. I was having a good time while I was out of work. I just went back to work. And I feel like I'm in bondage to a job.
And I'll bet it was real nice for your job to be free from you.
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
Hello and welcome to Zone Nation. This is Miss Maxie 74 and you're gonna love her. Take a listen.
If I had a choice, I wouldn't work at all. If I had a choice.
Everybody has a choice, but every choice has a consequence, and everybody has to take the bitter with the sweet. For example, living in America is sweet, but a bitter part of living in America is that we have to share with bitter sourpusses like you who could leave but doesn't.
Unfortunately, money makes the world go round, and therefore, I have to work just to pay off the debt that I have. You know, my car note, student loan, house.
Societies to which you're referring to as the world is what makes the world go round. From bees that collect nectar to wolves that collect to kill. Every organism has to perform some sort of task to survive. That's just the way it is. You want to survive? The price to survive is to execute some sort of function. It's a damn shame that animals have a better work ethic than you. Sad, ain't it? If it's worth it for you to have a house, a car, an education, or food, and evidently these things are important for you to have because you have them, and if it's important enough for you to have them, then they should be important enough for you to work for.
The whole capitalistic system that we live in today, okay, is one big scam. Basically to rip you off.
So you mean that in socialism and communism it isn't ripping people off when the government has made it legal to come in and take whatever percentage of a person's income they see fit? The government steals from the people, and if a person withholds from the government what the government wants to steal, then the government sends that person to jail. That's how it goes down in socialistic and communistic systems. In capitalism, the government can't rip the income earner off. All capitalism means is that your capital is your capital. The fruits of your labor are yours. The government cannot collect any of it. That's all capitalism is. Capitalism and free market ain't the same thing. And by the way, the free market doesn't force you to buy anything. But if you do choose to partake of someone's product or services, then you are obliged to pay them for it if they are selling it. If you don't, that's called stealing. Anyway, capitalism and free market ain't the same thing. They complement each other, yes, but they're not the same thing. Capitalism and opportunism ain't the same thing. Corrupt opportunism occurs just as much in socialistic and communistic systems. Their governments are so oppressive that people resort to corrupt ways to keep their earnings from the government. In capitalism, corruption is minimized because people have less cause to resort to corruption to hide their money due to being ripped off by greedy and corrupt governments. Socialism and communism collapses economies because people like you are sold on the idea that the government can provide for all your comforts. The government then justifies stealing from other people because able-bodied, able-minded, yet lazy, less fortunate people like yourself deserve to be taken care of. We're gonna have to break this up. So I hope to see you back as I continue this examination on the next Zone Nation, where capitalism is a utility for good and liberalism is something that sits at home complaining about having to work for the money to have a home, a car, and an education, but doesn't complain about the money she had to spend on that hair weave. Or did I miss that one?